We are all set to go. Everybody is ready at the table. So, let's begin. Werewolves in the mist. You've heard these dreaded words spoken again and again by farmers, merchants, and adventurers alike. The hamlets east of Daggerford have fallen prey to a pack of werewolves that spills out of the misty forest on nights of the full moon, cloaked in crawling mist that seems to follow them wherever they go. The beasts spread death and mayhem, slaughtering adults and stealing children before retreating back into the woods. Others have tried to combat the werewolf menace with little success. You, each of you from your own personal contacts, have found yourselves here now, making your way towards yet another dull tavern just outside of Daggerford. Alright, so I have shared a map with you now.
I see a black screen so far.
Yep. So once your token is on is when you will see.
Got it.
Right. You roll.
Is it taking over the whole screen at the beginning?
It's the way vision works in Fantasy Grounds. You can't see anything unless your character can see it.
Oh.
Yep. So if they're not on the map,
They can't see anything.
can't see the map. It's really cool because it works for like dark vision, for angling, for cover.
Actually, yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but my character does have 10 feet of blind sight. Were you able to code that in somehow? Is that a thing in the vision tab?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, I should have that.
I think this is going to be the first character I've ever played without dark vision. Good.
All right. First to arrive is a dwarven fellow of darker skin. Tales of these spread far enough for people, for people to know what a Duergar is. But nonetheless, it is an odd sight to see such a being. Dahlgrim, I now have you on the map. You should be able to move around.
All right.
Do you see your character? Do you see the map?
I do.
Okay, awesome.
I approach what I assume is the door.
Yep. Hover over that and you can open it.
Yep. All right. Move into an entryway.
You come into the entryway of this tavern and you see a tavern buzzing with people. There are quite a few within, celebrating the night's festivities.
I cautiously make my way through the door. I'm a little... I can open it.
All right.
Not generally one for crowds.
As you cross the threshold, a few look over to see the newcomer, stopping with mouths wide open. Can you give us a description of your character? What do we see?
You see, let's see, a dwarf of about middling height. I believe he's about 4'9". He's got a salt and pepper beard, bald, fairly burly appearance. Is rather bulkier for his group. He has dark metal and, well, shiny silvery metal and dark leather armor, essentially. Chainmail, though, overlays it. Yeah, I think that kind of sums it up for now. He carries a pretty hefty warhammer that is traditional from his clan.
Awesome. What do you do?
I avoid the eye contact of most of the patrons and sort of stolidly make my way towards the bar for the mug of ale for which I came in for.
A number of patrons actually kind of move out of your way when you make your way to the bar, seeming to avoid direct contact, looking at you from further away, kind of wondering at this interesting turn of events. The bartender pauses a moment, looking at you and like back and forth to the others before saying, evening, sir. Can I do something for you?
A mug of ale will suffice.
Certainly, certainly. He goes back behind the bar, takes a mug off of a shelf, fills it at one of the kegs, comes back to slap it on the bar.
Thank you. I take the mug and I sit at the bar, continuing to ignore the other patrons.
That'll be 4 copper, sir.
I pay the man? I think I have 4 copper.
Yeah, you have 1 silver, so you have 10 copper, essentially.
Okay, so I toss him the silver coin.
He goes back and he exchanges it, giving you 6 copper back. You can't help me asking. We don't see the likes of you around here very often. What's your business here in Daggerford?
Well, I've heard you may have need of some of my type of people. Or at least the areas around here may. You've heard of the werewolf threat, have you not?
Ah, yes. Everyone's heard of the werewolves. Quite a nuisance around here. We don't get much here in the city, but the countryside's all in flames, so to speak. Common folk are scared. More keep coming in. Good for business for me, of course, but gotta say, I don't wish werewolves on anybody. I hear they don't even always kill. They look to maim, like mangy dogs.
They are a gruesome sort, from what I've understood. Who would I speak to learn more about this?
We have a constable, a town masters as well. Looking for heroes. Though, we've had quite a few come around and a lot of them don't come back. You know, if you get my meaning.
Sounds about par for the course.
All right. At this time, 2 human figures arrive outside of the tavern. Ernest and Soshani. You may approach.
Oh, hey there, sis. This looks like a good tavern to stop.
If you insist that we spend the night with human folk that are not us, I suppose this would be a good area.
I don't see any other ones around. Let's go in.
All right, brother, whatever you say.
I love the voice. I'm gonna give you inspiration.
Oh, that's the main door?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I can't see the whole building.
Don't worry, everyone. We recognize our accents are different. There's a reason.
You enter a bustling tavern, just as the one before you has. Quite a few people enjoying a night in the town, drinking their worries away. As you cross the threshold, the figures look to you, every single one. It appears that they're quite interested in the newcomers to town right now. And you think the reason likely is the one now sitting at the bar. A dwarf with black skin. Go ahead and give us a description of what we see. We can start with Ernest.
Ernest is a dark-skinned human. Looks like he's been in the sun for almost all of his life, with dark raven hair and green eyes. He is wearing a studded leather set with a robe over it. He has two short swords at his hip, and then a set of daggers on his thighs. He is taller for humans, 6'1", but he's pretty lean at about 160 pounds, and he looks very agile.
All right, so Shani, what about you?
All right, so Shani is of a similar dark skin, a nice, healthy olive skin. It's lightly bronzed. She has raven black hair. As she enters, she does determinedly make eye contact with each person in this building, and as she makes that eye contact, they see that she has striking, not olive, not hazel, but healthy green forest green eyes. As if looking into, a fresh covered leaf with rain. She does have a strange green mark upon her brow. It looks neither like a scar nor a tattoo. It looks like a very unique birthmark. She does stand proud. However, she has almost a growl to her mixed with an elegance. She is in a simple leather armor with a crossbow strapped to her, and she is very clearly not the comfortable one in this group of people in this tavern.
All right. Thank you for your descriptions. What do you do as you actually cross the threshold?
Holy moly, that fire is hotter than Shakira. Oh, what a mighty fine group this is. Hello, everyone. Hello, folks. Hello. Waving at everyone.
What is he speaking? What is a Shakira, brother?
Evening, sir. Glad to have some new ones in town. What brings you here?
Me and my sister heard something about some werewolves in these parts. We can't be having that.
Oh, certainly. We've had quite a few come around. Can only assume that one's here for the werewolves as well.
Which one?
That one at the bar. I ain't never seen a, what you call 'em, Durgrim?
Her ears perk up.
Yes, I think you mean a Durgar there, fella. Yeah, there's some dark dwarves. Pretty rare to see one.
He kind of like...
He is,
Go ahead.
I say, if he is paying attention, this Duergar will see Soshani's attention focus on him. She doesn't glare, but it's almost as if she's trying to read passages from his very soul. She is just staring determinedly, not with disrespect nor respect.
Dahlgren makes eye contact briefly before returning his attention to his beer.
Brother, I believe we should keep our eye on that one.
Well, I would do hope so. He seems like an interesting character. Why don't we go say hi?
Interesting is not always a good thing, brother, as we should well know.
Well, it doesn't mean bad either, sis. Come on, let's go.
Fine. With a massive eye roll, she follows her brother. She stands alert, and she has a hand on the top of the hilt of her scimitar.
Howdy, fella. My name's Ernest. I don't mean to pry. What's your name, and can I buy you your next beer?
My name's Dahlgren, and I've never said no to a free beer, so have at it.
Ah, well met, Dahlgren. Bartender, I'll take one of whatever he's having, and then another for my friend here.
Certainly. Bartender goes back,
Jolly.
doing much of the same. Two
You
mugs,
don't
you
look quite
said?
like... Sorry, go ahead.
2 mugs, you said?
Yup. Well,
All
that's my
right.
sister wants one too.
8 copper, please.
I'll toss the silver his way. You can keep the change. It's a nice fire you got over there in a warm hearth.
Soshani stares at her brother's drink. Truly, Ernest. You know I drink nothing but water.
Well, you never know.
If anyone should know of me, it should be you, you fool.
One of the patrons comes over to you as you are beginning to congregate. He seems to be in his mugs quite a bit. So you're gonna take care of the werewolves, huh?
Is he talking to Ernest?
You believe he might, though he's staring in 2 different directions.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, fella, that's the plan. Can't be having people be scared and ruining farms and wrecking lives around here. That just can't be had.
Werewolves can't be had. Their existence should not be won upon these plains.
They took my niece. I've been in Daggerford ever since. The family's quite devastated. It'd be good to rid them, purge them from this earth. They don't belong to be here among us.
So Shani cocks her head to the side. Is that why you are so foolishly imbued within drink? Over the remorse of losing your niece?
What you say to me? And he seems kind of like offended.
Oh, hey, no, on here. Easy there, sis. The poor man's just trying to grieve. Let him do it in his own way.
Brother, you know I do not believe in overabusement in alcohol. I don't care if it's for grief.
I know, but he's not you.
This is a pathetic way to deal with loss. How will this help the situation?
Oh, I mean, help the bartender's situation.
She crosses her arms and goes, "Fine, you continue the conversation." And
When
looks
was your
to the
daughter
side.
taken? Dahlgren interjects. Or your niece.
He looks like he's about to like start a fight. He looks like offended and he's gonna kind of defend himself. But as Dahlgrim speaks up, it kind of like knocks him back to his senses. He kind of scoffs at Shoshani, saying, "You'll be dead like the rest if the fates will it. My niece, she was taken about a 10 day ago. Mists came, surrounded our little community, and a few of my family were killed. But my niece, she's only 10. She was taken. They didn't leave her for dead. They took her."
You should probably just have a funeral for her as well.
Nah. Swats his hand and then goes back, talking to the other commoner.
So Shani turns to her brother. Do they know nothing of werewolves? It is foolish for him to hold on to hope.
Well,
There is no longer a niece for him.
I mean, just because they haven't discovered a cure yet doesn't mean there won't be one, sis.
Brother, your optimism is sometimes baffling to me.
I know. Dahlgrim, what do you think?
I think they've got the cure for him right here. Points at the warhammer on his back.
That this Soshani provides like a half smile, like it's genuine, but it only is half. See, at least this one has some sense, brother. And that's a lot for me to say of a Durgard.
Well, of course, if the werewolf's attacking people, you gotta stop them, but it's just a curse. You gotta feel bad for them a little bit.
I feel nothing for werewolves except for the want to destroy their kinds.
She's got the right of it on this one, in my opinion.
At this time, another figure approaches. Rubicon. What do you do? Yep, doorway is right there. When you hover over it, you should be able to see the blue icon saying closed or open, and that's how you can open the door. Right above you. There you go. Just as the others before you, you enter a bustling tavern. There is a performer strumming at a lute, plucking strings, and a general hubbub. As you cross the threshold, you see a number of commoners congregated, each sipping from mugs, as well as 3 figures looking to be adventurers by the arms and armaments that they carry with them. Please describe what we see. Your character.
You see, rather attractive, sun-kissed male who seems to have a bit of a ever so slight glow to him. Enter the room. He has a smile on his face. He looks like he's ready to have a drink and have some fun. I approach
Alright.
the bar.
This attractive human figure approaches the bar like the rest before him. You see a dwarf with black skin, as well as 2 other humans with sun-kissed skin, seeming to spend a lot of their time outside.
Well, look at this motley crew. Who's buying today?
You can buy it for yourself. Ernest, no more.
I say to the barkeep, I'll take one, and I flip him my silver coin.
The bartender looks actually kind of a little uplifted I guess. Whereas he was tentative before, he seems cheerful now, seeing a number of new people, knowing that adventurers in larger numbers is good tidings. Right up, right up. Full copper, by the way. And then he moves around, fills up a mug, slaps it on the tabletop.
So Shawnee looks this newcomer like up and down, not in a like, well, hey, but in like a critical, what have you brought to the table way. Well, who are you then? Are you here to slay the werewolves as well?
Hello, yes. My name is Rubicon, and as I say this, I draw an R on the ground using my right hand, and a R appears on the ground. I give a little shower of sparks.
Oh, wow, look at that. It seems like we got a mage on our hands.
Yes, indeed. And yes, I have been seeking a story about werewolves. I'd love to hear more about it. Do you happen to know anything?
Well, yeah, that there fellow over there just lost his niece 10 days ago. It's a real tragedy.
The story is that they exist in this area and that they must be taken care of.
And may I ask your names?
Well, my name's Ernest. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleased. Rubicon.
I am known as Soshani.
Hello, Shoshani. Nice to meet you too.
That's also my sister, just so you know. That's why we kind of look the same.
Yeah, I see we all have sort of a similar sun-kissed skin. Nothing like getting to see the sun.
Ha! Dahlgren scoffs.
Nothing quite like it. Although I expect this fellow over here has a slightly different opinion.
That might be. Hello, sir. What is your name here, Mr. Dwarf?
Dahlgren.
Dahlgrim. Can I cool your drink down? And I pointed. I pointed his cup and make it chilled a little bit.
Dahlgren pulls his face, but continues sipping it.
Everyone loves a cold beer.
You know, that fella, he did mention that there was like some sort of mist that like overcame his town just before the attack. Perhaps that's some sort of sign.
Yeah, that does sound like a sign. Mist, you say?
Yeah, that's what he said. Well, mist. Or fog, I don't know. Whatever you want to call it.
Well, I think for now we need to drink, but I look forward to going and checking that out.
Dahlgrim.
And he take a big drink of his drink.
Dahlgrim, you are awarded a Twitch advantage from Twitch chat. So you can choose whenever you want to use advantage, just this Twitch advantage, just like inspiration.
Alright.
As well as the commoner to the right of you approaches, seeming to have gathered a bit of confidence in himself. He kind of tentatively like taps on your shoulder to get your attention.
I start and look towards him over that shoulder.
Sorry, don't mean to startle you. It's true what he said. Werewolves don't seem to be killing everybody. They're taking people too. Mostly children.
And what gives you any hope that they're not just saving them for a later snack?
I don't. Sorry, my apologies. I just thought. Never mind.
Hold up, fellow. Hold up.
Brutal.
Where do you think they're taking them?
Well, I don't. I'm not sure myself. All the word is that they come from the mists, from the misty forest nearby. First you see the mist, then you hear the howls, and then they come. And not many survive. I
right.
suppose they're taking them back to the misty forest.
And which direction out of town is that?
That would be east. That way, I think.
Very good.
And then he points in that direction.
Anything else you...
Are you going to slay them?
Well, that's the idea.
We're gonna at least stop them from attacking people. Ain't that right?
So Shani sharply looks at her brother. The werewolves will be slain, brother. You know this.
Well, supposing we don't have a cure on hand, I think that's the only way to stop them.
DM, you want it tower or open?
Let me just check to make sure it's a nature check.
I'm more thinking like the signs of them being around.
Yep. I just want to make sure I have... I think it's a nature, I just don't know for absolute
Nope,
certain.
that's fair. That'll always be fair.
So-
You know me, I don't like to tell you what check I'm doing, it's more like
Yep.
what I'm checking for.
Ah, okay. That would actually be a history check.
Okay, you want it tower or open?
Tower.
Okay.
Right. And the commoner starts speaking once again. I wish you the best of luck. We've had a few come in, and most of them do not come back, unfortunately. But you do look rather strong. I hope the best for you.
Before you go, when was the last time an attack occurred?
I believe it was the same night that he over there, and then he points at Commoner 3. I believe it's when his niece was taken, about a 10-day ago. If anything I've heard runs true, we are due for an attack rather soon. And then he laughs nervously.
So you're saying they attack about every 10 day?
Every handful of days, yes. 10
Is there
days,
any
usually a little
pattern?
bit longer.
Is there any pattern with the personality of these children, or is it simply children? Is there any pattern of age, personality, the way they look, anything of the sort?
Oh, I really don't know. Just children of a young age.
She releases this growl, but it doesn't sound like a human making a growl. Like, it literally sounds like a dog, like an animal growl. She releases it very low in her throat. Well, that was not useful.
And at this time, a final figure approaches. Rufus, please approach the bar.
So I'm outside right now?
Yep, you are outside. I have the arrow pointing to the entrance door.
What's can I just ask a few questions about the environment outside? Like, what's the weather doing right now?
For sure. So it is approaching dusk. It is not dark yet, but within, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half or so, dusk will, the sun will have set. It is a nice spring day. or it was a nice spring day, kind of early in spring, so it's still a little bit chilly. As the sun is beginning to set, it's getting a little chillier, but it's nice. You're not overcast or anything. The wind is blowing lightly. The smell of spring is approaching.
I think in Sylvan, I would probably say something equivalent to like, "What the fuck's weather gonna be like?" And cast Druidcraft to try to predict what the weather's gonna be like in the next 24 hours.
You're outside, right?
Yes, he is outside.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want me to roll Druidcraft or make note of
No.
it at all on the character sheet?
Nope. So, you begin to commune using your fairy magic, and after a little bit of humming and buzzing, as you kind of get this feeling kind of wash down the back of your back, it's going to be decent weather. You think that it might rain lightly, kind of like a mist, but it's not going to actually rain or downpour. Maybe like a light mist might come. But other than that, a nice spring night.
Alright. And so can I actually see, so in my tiny frame, I think I see some boxes there. Is that next to a window? Can I perchance like hop up on one of those boxes and look in first before?
Absolutely.
You have flight, don't you? You could fly in front of the window.
Exactly.
All right.
So I just look in the window and...
Yep. When you look into the window, you see a busy, bustling tavern within the town of Daggerford. There are a number of the common folk in their mugs, talking with each other, kind of celebrating. Some of them look to be talking of something a little more serious. Perhaps they're washing their woes away in drink. You also see 4 figures at the bar that look to be armed. Adventurers.
Do I see anything that looks like food? A loud rumble from my stomach can almost be heard through the walls as I almost like cramp and God, I'm fucking hungry.
Yes, you see food and bits of bread scattered across a few of the tables. At the bar, you see a number of items as well.
And do I think there's any other entrance besides that main door?
From what you can tell, you do not see another entrance besides the windows.
Okay. All right, so I basically make my way to the front door, kind of take a deep kind of breath and sigh out and slowly crack open the door just enough for me to kind of squeak my way through.
Okay. So if you hover over the door, you should see the icon that says closed. When you click on that, it should open it. There you go.
So I kind of slowly, quietly try to make myself... Can people see me pretty much the moment I open that door? Is there any way I can try to just be a little bit sneaky as far as looking for food?
You're actually small, correct? Or are you medium?
I'm small.
That's what I thought. So, you would not be immediately noticeable. Would you like to roll a stealth?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a stealth in the tower, please.
Okay, here. So this is... And so by tower, I push the tower button first?
Oh, yeah, I didn't actually go over this. So when you click and drag dice, or like on your skills tab, that button, instead of double clicking it, if you click and drag it and then drop the dice into the dice tower, that's how the dice tower works.
So from the character sheet under skills?
Correct.
I can go stealth and then I drag the shield-looking thing.
The
Grab
button.
number.
Yep, the number.
The number.
The modifier, like the plus whatever. I think.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay, I think it.
Or negative.
There you go. Perfect.
Sweet. Okay, sweet.
Yep.
Still.
You can also drag and drop, by the way. Forgot to talk about that.
I don't see it popping up. Where do I actually see the value pop
Yep.
up?
So that's the thing. When you put it in the tower, it's hidden from you. Stealth checks,
Okay, so
I
it's
do.
hidden from me.
Yeah, it's hidden from you. Only I can see it.
So I don't know. Excellent.
Okay.
I love it.
As
so then,
you-
yeah, I'm gonna try to sneak around looking for food.
Okay. As you open the door just a crack and cross the threshold, nobody notices you.
Okay. So if I see some food on some people's tables, I'm gonna try to steal it in a sort of rushed way, though. Like I'm trying to be sneaky, but at the same time, I can't almost ignore the hunger in my stomach right now.
Right, Rufus, you move around this bar, somehow evading notice. The candlelight dancing shadows across the way, making it pretty easy for you to avoid notice, actually. So, Shani, something catches your eye. A flitting shadow, a glint of light off of something, flying about, kind of like a lightning bug. On closer inspection, you see a fairy. Rufus, please describe what she sees.
Right, and so if I don't know that she sees me, what she would see is a small, like 3-foot, kind of humanoid, but really fey shaped, with these brilliant orange and white wings. There is a crude but really wide band suspenders, kind of coming up and over his shoulders, with almost like a burlap sack shorts containing his kind of mid-torso and legs. His bare chest, so he's not wearing a shirt, he's just got the big wide suspenders. He's got this big white bare chest with a mass of red chest hair, so much so that it creates almost like an upside-down triangle, getting closer and closer to his, his pelvis and his torso. His hair is also sort of brilliant red, curly, sort of flopped over in a haphazard manner onto the left side. Attached to his left arm is this bizarre piece of sort of metallic wood thing that's almost the same size as he is. You're sort of surprised that he's hovering off the ground a few feet, or just like a foot or two, and this sort of shield is sort of dangling on his arm. There appears to be sort of a crude shield, or excuse me, a spear of some kind. It looks like just a piece of hardened stick or oak or maple with a crude sort of metallic point at the end of it. And so ultimately he's kind of flittering around, trying to be stealthy, as is going underneath the table, trying to reach his hand up and over to get a piece of meat or cheese that may be at one of those tables there.
Okay. DM with roll. Does Soshani notice what he is trying to do?
Yes.
Okay. And is there any food within reach of her?
Yes, there's some food at the bar.
Okay. She would, in a hurry, she would grab, like, whatever is readily available. She would quickly say to her brother, Ernest, I shall return in just a moment. I must excuse myself.
I think I saw
you're gonna pay for that?
Texas. Oh, I got her. Don't worry, bartender.
She will walk
Wait, run
quickly
too far.
and pointedly away, and she will walk past this fairy that she sees, and she will speak in Sylvan. So I guess I don't have to type it. In Sylvan, she will speak out loud. What are you doing in a place like this? And just walk past. And the food held out in her, like she pointedly holds whatever food she grabbed up in her right hand.
The moment Rufus realizes that he's been made or been seen by anyone, his demeanor almost immediately changes. You hear sort of this really dull sort of thud as he kind of drops to the ground and stops sort of hovering. He almost seems to kind of try to get a little bit bigger, so instead of 3 feet, he's now like maybe 3'1", 3'2". And he turns around and he looks at Shoshani as like, so now you're gonna hold that food over ransom for me?
So she speaks to you in Sylvan, and she'll turn back, and she doesn't turn back, she keeps her hand out and turns her head to the side. And in Sylvan again, no, I am just shocked to see one of your kind in such an area. I am curious what brings you here.
So Rufus is immediately sort of distrustful. I mean, how old does Shoshani look to Rufus?
So Shani is 24. She's 24.
Yeah. So it kind of has a quizzical look about you as he kind of is shocked in a way that he speaks his language. You also notice, I forgot to mention earlier, he's got a big metallic band that has a slight sort of glowing sort of bluish rune attached to it onto his neck. He just continually sort of with his right hand starts scratching at his neck, kind of irritated with this metal band stuck across his neck, and he says, I just really need some fucking food.
DM, would Soshani recognize the magic of that band?
Are you proficient in Arcana?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
No, you do not.
Okay. Does she recognize, like, not necessarily what it does, but the make of it at all?
Let's see.
If no, again, that's fine. I'm just,
Make me a nature check.
Tower?
Yeah. It's an interesting type of metal. It seems like steel, but it's like a different type of steel, which is really intriguing to you and also kind of concerning.
Okay.
It might even not be from here, like this world.
Okay. So at last Soshani actually turns to face, because she did just walk past and she kept her back to this fairy. So she turns to face him, so he can actually see the slight mark upon her brow. And she'll look at him and see the necklace and... Are you imprisoned?
Not so much imprisoned.
Law.
More like, I don't know, escaped maybe? Who the fuck knows? It fucking hurts. It's like it's been really just grinding into my neck constantly. Yeah.
I have spent some time with your kind. Are you an outlaw of your kind, or are you...
Well, I haven't spent much time with my kind either, lady.
Are you cursed by those that are not your kind?
Sure, everybody's fucking out to get me. I just want, give me some food, man. I'm just starving over here, please.
She approaches Rufus and pointedly just hands him the food. Like, no qualms, just hands it over open palm.
He just instantly starts devouring into it, like little tiny hands. He like barely puts his shield down for a second as he starts like just jamming as much of the food into his mouth as possible.
Why are you cursed by this artifact? What have you done wrong?
As I'm like still eating, as I'm like showering little bits of food and crumble out of my lips, I'm just talking kind of fast. I don't know, it's just on my neck. Just get it off me. I don't know, it just hurts. It's just been there. I can't get it off. I've been jamming it with my stick for the past day and a half, and nothing's coming at it. It's just a pain in the ass.
Can I, DM, do a roll to see if she believes this is, like, this fairy is of good nature, poor nature, like if it would be wise to help this fairy at all?
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight.
All right. Oh, sorry, I forgot to ask if it was in tower.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Rufus, are you trustworthy?
To you? I don't know. To
Meta.
them? No. I don't know, if you get this thing off my neck, maybe we can talk, but for right now, just shut up and let me eat.
Yes, you would say that Rufus is rather trustworthy. He doesn't have ulterior motives. He seems a little distressed, maybe a little bit confused. Not exactly certain, like, where he got this thing from, where he's even from, where he is.
Okay.
It would be probably a good idea to help him, yes.
All right, so she kind of squints her eyes, not glares, squints her eyes at Rufus, and steps aside, steps around, and in Sylvan says, "Follow me. My brother is good with looks." And walks away.
Hey, Gregor, look at this! It's a little man!
Rufus just like as proudly as he can, kind of just like walks without flying, just walks like straight through the room now. Now it's like a different sort of person. He's kind of trying to be bigger than he actually is, as he's now realized that he's been caught or been found out.
Oh, holy moly, paint my skin and call me a goblin.
Ernest, I need to ask you a favor, my brother.
Oh, anything, sister, you know that.
This poor man has had a cuff put about his neck, and he knows not why. I know you are better than the two of us at attempting to remove such traps and helping those regain their freedom. I ask that you take a look upon him.
Rubicon notices this exchange going on and sees the thing on the Fey Folk's neck, and his interest is piqued.
And the moment that Ernest steps closer to me, you see like a flash of the spear come out, like almost pointing at him, being like, "Hey, not one step closer."
So Shani does actually have a protective stance for both Rufus and her brother, and she looks at Rufus. In Sylvan again, this is my brother. I trust him with my life, and I would never dare betray one of your kind, unless you led me to the betrayal, which you have done not. He is simply going to see if he can remove that entrapment from around your neck. I promise you with my life, he will do nothing to harm you intentionally.
Ernest obviously has no idea what she said, because it's in Sylvan, but he goes, yeah, what she said.
So I guess Rufus quizzically eyes Shoshani, and then also wondering how old does Ernest look? Because he also looked pretty much the same age as her.
He's slightly older.
Slightly older. Still quizzical. He softened a little bit after speaking in Sylvan, but he's bristling. You can see his chest hair kind of standing up on end a little bit as he's kind of almost preparing himself to fight someone off.
If you would prepare to live with that permanent pain upon your neck, I shall not force my brother to take it off. However, if you think you would like some relief from it, it would be worth a try.
See, as Rufus readjusts his sort of spear hand, he again kind of starts to scratch, sort of subconsciously at the metal that's sticking into his neck, and he acquiesces. All right, fine. Just fucking get it off me.
Did someone say pain? Perhaps I could be of assistance.
Just immediately jumps back. Who the fuck are you?
In our defense, she did say that stuff about pain in Sylvan.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Nope, it's okay. I'm just...
This is getting a little much. All these people coming. This guy's coming from over here, and this guy's coming from over there.
Okay, so Shoshani speaks in common. My dear brother Ernest, this is causing him pain. Please do your best to remove it from him.
Oh, jeez, we can't have that now, can we, little fella? Let me see what you got there.
There you go, Rubicon.
Did you mention pain? I think I might be able to help you out there. Where did you get that from, fairy friend?
Look, man. I don't know what your job is, but I know what my job is. My job is to fucking eat and get this thing off my neck. I'm not to ask a bunch of questions. Can you get this thing off my fucking neck or not?
You mentioned something about, sorry, out of character, DM, you'd mentioned something about, Arcana knowledge. Is that something I could use at this point?
Yeah. If you are proficient in Arcana, you can go ahead and make an Arcana check.
So Shani would actually, with Rubicon's attention, she would actually step. He's over half of them, so I don't know if she can step between, but she will step to Rubicon, and she will say, "Hold. There is no need to crowd him. He is clearly uncomfortable. Allow my brother to take a look first, and if my brother cannot solve this, I do ask that you wait, and then he can. There's no need to overwhelm this gentle man."
Excellent point. Happy to wait.
Ernest would examine the device around his neck.
I would say she doesn't say it intimidatingly, she just is very awkward speaking. She actually has a very gentle, physical demeanor. She just has a very severe voice, just for context purposes.
Rufus is squirming the whole time as you see him acquiescing and letting Ernest kind of get closer to him.
Rufus, I give you in Sylvan. Actually, does she know your name? You never gave the name, did you?
I never gave the name.
Okay. So in Sylvan, she will look you in the eyes. I promise you, my brother will do all he can to not hurt you. You have my word as one who wishes she was born as Fae.
So then I'd be like, it's not that fucking great.
I was gonna say, before Ernest rolls, would it be possible for me to say, as Soshani has just explained to me that I need to back off, I just want to go up and put my hand on Ernest's shoulder and say, "Hey, I'll go ahead and wait. You go give us a shot." But as I put my hand on his shoulder, I'd like to cast guidance.
Okay.
I would say, so Shani will bristle at you reaching to her brother, So
Only
this
for help.
actually, this brings up a good point to bring up. So, we are on a map, and whenever on a map, you can do different stuff like targeting. So, click on your token so that you have the border around it. That means that you have your token selected.
Okay.
And then hold down the control on your keyboard and then click on who you want to target. So you can actually target Ernest.
Okay.
I didn't mean to do that.
You can also use the combat tracker if it's easier for you.
That is true. You can also target using the combat tracker.
How do you
So
do that?
now, so on the combat tracker, where it has your name and then you kind of go over to the right, that target icon. When you click on that, it opens up a little menu tab thing underneath on the combat tracker. Do you see that?
No. Target icon? I don't see that.
It's a bullseye circle within a circle.
You just have to click. You can just do the control click.
On you? Like,
I follow what you're saying. On the actual
Okay.
combat. Okay. Yeah, if you
I got
hover
you.
over it. Okay. Anyway, so now you have him targeted. You can click the guidance button, that effect, and it will apply the guidance
guidance. Button.
on your actions tab. There you go.
Alright.
Ernest, you have been...
And I tell Shiny, oh, I'm just wishing him luck.
Ernest, you feel this well of inspiration a little bit within you, some wisdom, and you have been given guidance. Go ahead and roll me a d4. I will add it to the check that you made.
Nice.
Ooh.
Well, that's max.
Yeah.
All right. Well, looking at the lock, does Ernest? Oh, sorry. The band. Does Ernest see a lock on it? Mechanical lock.
Make me an investigation check.
Oh, that would have went away.
That's fine. Looking at this lock, or looking at this band, it looks completely forged. You have no idea how it's possible this band was even fit around his neck. It would have been forged. It would have to have been forged around his neck. But that doesn't make any sense. There is definitely something magical or other about this band. You can discern no such way by physical means of removing it.
So as Ernest is inspecting it, he got down on one knee and has like one hand on his hip and the other one he's like using to just like barely like touch and lift it up at the minimal amount possible. He stands back up, hands on his hips again. Well there, little fella, you got yourself quite the interesting object. There's no actual like lock on it like a collar, so I'm sorry, but I can't pick it off. And there also seems to be no sort of a crease in it. There's no gap. There's no nothing. it's like this thing was forged welds to your neck.
Yeah, thanks a lot, pal. I know.
Jeez, that looks mighty annoying.
Hold on, he doesn't have the interrupting hand, but he still said it. Hold on. Ding!
Ding.
Ding!
I wonder if I can do a ding.
Well, you did at one point when we were in Tyranny.
Yeah.
You had that hand go up and it went bong!
Yeah,
Like when you did
it,
something wrong in Windows like 5, and
They got
Clippy
rid
was
of
like,
it.
no.
Yep, they got rid of it. I don't know how to do that anymore. What if
I
I
got your
do...
back. I'm always scanning chat, so I'll do it. Bong!
Okay. It appears word of this werewolf threat has spread far and wide. Or as you now count it, 5 strangers, including yourselves, have come to the area to slay those beasts. The rest are but common folk and drunken patrons, peasants, and farmers. And to a party of seasoned adventurers such as yourselves, this dull tavern is but only too commonplace a stop in another dull town and yet another sequestered province. It is but another span of time between the challenges of true adventuring. Outside the tavern, the evening turns toward a clear spring dusk, crisp and refreshing. The damp, cobbled pavement glistens as the light of street lanterns dance across the slick stones. Yet inside these tavern walls, the food is hearty, and the ale is warm and frothy. You have met friends to a fire blazing in the hearth, and the tavern alive with the tumbling voices of country folk. Suddenly, uh-oh, it's not working.
That's what she said.
Oh, I think my internet going out kind of fucked with some stuff. Are you hearing the bard? Do you hear the background?
I hear the bard.
I hear music, yeah.
I hear bird.
Okay.
It's not a D&D session if something doesn't happen.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Do you
now Bard
still
went
hear
quiet.
it? Now it's gone?
Yeah.
Bard's dead.
It's
Somebody
frustrating.
throw a penny. He'll play some more.
Okay, there we go. Suddenly, as you converse with each other, the tavern door swings open and a hush falls over the room. Framed by the lamplit fog, a form strides through the doorway. His heavy, booted footfalls
Said to deliver this message. If you are,
Oh my god.
you would come to my minister at first light. For it is not inviolable to
I really do apologize for this. I don't know what's going on. Alright, I'm gonna start over. Sorry. His heavy booted footfalls and the jingle of his coins shatter the silence. His brightly colored clothes are draped in loose folds about him, and his hat hangs askew, hiding his eyes in shadows. After a cursory glance about the room, he walks up to your table with purpose to stand proudly in a wide stance and folded arms. This is the man you see. With an accented voice, he says, I wager you are the true competition in this land, yes?
Competition, fella? No, we're here to save everyone. This isn't some sort of hunt.
So Shani crosses her arms over her chest. Who are you that you think you know who we are?
You are adventurous, yes? You can see the weapons and the arms you carry. You are out for a hunt of the wolves, I wager.
Perhaps. What is it to you?
Well, I am something of a hunter myself. I hear there is a wolf problem in these lands.
Oh, well, good for you.
What did you say your name was?
My name is Arigal.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet your acquaintance. My name's Ernest there, bud. How you doing?
Well met, well met. He then moves over and pulls up a chair, somewhat forcefully, as you don't recall inviting him, So, what do you know about wolves? They are apex predator, no?
What makes you think you can walk in here and expect us to share any of our information with you? And her hand, so normally her hand is like resting on the top of her scimitar, but right now it's actually very lightly gripped on it.
Algrim looks at him and says, "Depends on your perspective, I suppose."
Who am I? As I said, I am what you might consider a hunter. I know things.
What is it you want from us?
Want more what I can do for you. These wolves are not like normal animals. Yes?
Clearly, if they're werewolves, we know they're not like animals. Animals are not werewolves, nor are werewolves animals.
Do you know how to kill a werewolf?
Let me guess, for cost, you'll tell us.
No cost. No cost. Save for perhaps helping each other. Yes? Many adventurers together survive, whereas those that go it alone run the chance of perishing.
I've never said no to having a meat shield before.
I place my trust in myself and my brother.
So what's your big plan there, Hunter?
He actually kind of leans in close, looking from side to side, kind of trying to make sure everybody kind of gathers a little closer to listen. I come from a long line of hunters. We have much knowledge on the subject. I would be willing to share the coin purse reward with you. Under certain conditions. I teach you what I know, passed down from my family. And you help me. Deal?
I say more the merrier.
Yeah, do not think it wise for us to strike a deal with someone when he speaks in such vague terms, brother.
How do we know we can trust you?
You don't think you can trust me? What's untrustworthy, eh?
Well,
Well, that
let's start with
depends.
your swagger and then move on to your facial hair.
Are you buying?
You wish for Origal to buy a round, I will do so. Bartender! And he snaps his fingers. A round of drinks for the entire bar. And then he takes a pouch on his side filled with coins and slaps it on the bar. The crowd erupts in cheers. He appears to be quite wealthy.
Sounds great to me. Thank you.
So Shani would look around at the people to see if they... What I'm attempting to see is if they are more just happy that someone bought them a round of drinks, or if any of them have a look of recognition and even like respect to this man.
Please make me a perception check rolled in the tower. Everybody can make a perception check right now, actually.
Okay.
Okay, well, it's my idea, so I get 2. I'm just kidding. Hello, what are you doing? Are my knees comfortable, baby kitty? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not muted. I'm so sorry.
Your guidance isn't set up correctly. It's permanently on. Yeah.
Yep. I will fix that right now.
Do I
No.
need to do something differently next
Nope.
time?
Nope, that's me. I set it up incorrectly. Now it's working. Okay. All right. I'm going to need a few people to join me in a private chat.
Ooh. Principal's office.
Bow chicka wop. Wait.
No.
I feel like I was kidnapped.
All right. So,
I was kidnapped!
as you're all looking around, trying to gain a bearance on the situation and this figure, you notice a clasp pin holding this figure's cloak. It looks like this. There's an odd crest. One that you have not seen before. It is definitely of nobility, but none that you have ever heard of or seen.
I was just gonna ask if I could roll like a history or something.
Go ahead and roll a history check if you are proficient.
Okay, so we recognize it as a nobility crest, but we don't know?
Or like it could be ability.
I'm not gonna lie, so Shani has no charisma, so she would just walk up and grab it and say, "What is this?"
Well, I think we should save that one back in.
Ernest. You don't know. You're not even certain of what land it comes from.
Alright.
And we will rejoin the others.
On 1. Right.
All right.
Oh, shit.
So Shani strides up to the man and she points at this crest on his chest. Like, puts her finger against it and almost pushes it in. Who are you? Where are you from? And what does this represent?
At which point, the rest of you see this crest. It is obviously of a nobility, but none you have ever seen. You don't know what noble family the crest is from. Arigal looks a little affronted a little bit, puts his hands up. Hey, lady, easy. If you want some funny time, we can save that for later.
At this, a true guttural growl. Again, like loud, but like not human, comes from her chest.
I do an Arcana check on this seal.
An Arcana check? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
It is not magical in any way, and you also surmise that it doesn't really have any magical symbolism or anything.
Okay.
I say, Rubicon says, "Oh, come on now, Erigal. I haven't met a noble yet who doesn't love to talk about his house. You tell us what it's about." And I'd like to try to persuade him, if that's okay.
No need to persuade. He hops off of his chair, and his arms are splayed out wide, and he gives a flourishing bow. You know, one of those ones where one arm's out wide and the other one kind of does that turning motion. And he bows low, and then he comes up, stands tall. It is not I who is of the noble line. It is my master. I am a servant of me master. me and my family.
Huh, I've never known a servant to carry such arrogance.
He must be pretty good at what he does.
He ignores that.
She's like
kinda,
blunt AF. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's great. It's great. Love it. It's all roleplay. He kind of turns wide to face the crowd and says, "Have I not earned a little bit more of an audience? Tell me, friends and new comrades, shall we take on this werewolf threat together or separated and suffer the possibility of failure?"
So Shani leans over to Ernest. Brother, I believe this type of man would be the one to use us either as the distraction, the bait, or the getaway. I do not think he would actually be much help at all.
It is possible, but the man hasn't done anything untrustworthy yet.
I do not understand how after everything, you can still hold so much trust in humans.
You're a human yourself, sis. Are you saying I shouldn't trust you?
I think I should be the only one you trust so much. You know this.
Well, feller, Aragol, right, was it?
Arigal, yes. Oh, pray tell, my apologies, I haven't gotten your names. Please, please let us make introductions.
Well, I did introduce myself earlier, Ernest, if you don't remember. But, this here's my sister, Soshani.
So Shani growls at Ernest as he gives her name. Again, an inhuman growl.
And the others, I'm just getting used to myself.
Rubicon Invictus. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure.
Dahlgrim, and I'm happy to team up.
Excellent. We shall slay these werewolves and make quite a bit of coin in doing so as well, yes?
So Shani sneaks in between this commoner and walks up and gets right in Aragal's face. If we join you and there's any deception from your end, you will regret it. And then she just walks away.
No room for mistrust within allies, yes? We are comrades of this night. We drink together. We will feast together.
Brother, I might kill him myself.
Outside. Go ahead. Sorry.
I say, but at the same time, if he truly is a slave, I pity him.
Well, I mean, he might not be a slave. Perhaps he's, well paid. He does have a pretty big coin purse.
Brother, you must slow down the drinks you put in yourself, clearly.
It's just this accent takes a lot of focus to do.
Yeah.
I know, I was just working with it, bro. I was working with it. Come on.
Outside, you see the sun getting ever and ever lower. And at this point, I think it's a good time to take a quick break.
Sounds good to me. Your cat's being very needy right now.
How long we
All
thinking?
right. I think maybe just 3 minutes or so. Is everybody good with that?
Yep, works for me.
BRB.
All right.
Bye, guys.
All right.
All
Hold on.
right.
I will put a Nomad. You didn't put a stream announcement for Twitch. The only thing, guys, is I will say is if you have a Twitch thing, I subscribe to Nomad. If you watch it, just make sure you pop out the chat if you want to be involved in chat, so that you don't get sneak peeks, because that ruins some fun.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, like, I pop out the chat every time, and I like to, because Squeege is on there, and I like popping in, talking to the different people sometimes, but if you think you're gonna peek at the actual stream, then maybe don't do it.
Yeah, I'm playing around with the idea of getting the player client on a separate window. I use so much damn space on my monitors as is.
I know. Well, and I actually did that one time. Is before I learned you could pop out chat. Like, it was very early days, Tyranny of Dragons, and I saw sneak peeks, and I was like, "Oh no, I don't know those are there. I don't know those are there."
All right, so we are ready to begin once again. That changed. All right. Once again, back to the Curse of Strahd within Daggerford. Finally meeting the others who have come here from their contacts to take care of this werewolf threat. A mysterious man who goes by the name of Arigal.
Disappears.
Yep.
Just vanished.
Somehow he was on there twice for some reason. All right, Arigal has prepositioned to join forces with you to take care of this werewolf threat, claiming to hold some knowledge of his own. That is where we rejoin. Where Arigal kind of slaps a fist on the table, says, I believe I have quenched my thirst. I should make my way back to my camp and my family outside of these walls. I implore you to join me. And there, we will talk into the night to the fires. And then he puts down a couple other coins and says to the bartender, keep all of these good people of the land full for the night. On me. And then gathers himself up and strides to... Oh, I'm not done. He strides to the door, and amid the silent stares of the patronage, the man strides... Oh, sorry. Wrong part. The babble of the tavern voices continues, although somewhat subdued. And as he pauses before the exit for a lingering moment, stares back in your direction in anticipation, waving his hand with a final smile. Come, come! I will introduce you to my sister. And then walks out the door.
Well, guys, I say let's go.
So Shani has a look of distaste upon her face and turns back to her brother. Ernest, you truly want to hand out your trust of something so vital so easily? What kind of servant or slave have you ever met that threw money around so easily?
Oh, a rich one, obviously. We've camped outside before. You scared little Night in the Stars?
She like smacks him upon the chest. What kind of servant or slave is rich?
Well, obviously not him. His patron's rich.
Brother, you truly wish to follow this unknown man?
Listen, sis, he said he can help us with the werewolves. That's literally, what we're here for. I say we do it. What's the word? It's one man and his sister. I think at least the two of us, I don't know if the rest are going yet, but the two of us can take them.
So he says it's him and his sister. What if he is one of the werewolves and he's simply drawing us out?
All the better, Galdrim says. standing up. I say no
Wiping the
better
f-
league. And
Wiping the
starts
foam off his mouth.
striding confidently towards the door.
Awesome.
So Shani gives one last look to her brother, makes eye contact, and just looks at him evenly.
So you got some real keen eyes. If they do have somebody waiting for
Thank
us,
you for the like,
I'm sure
Mohammed.
you'd be able to spot them a mile away.
All right, brother, I will follow you with this. This whole quest was your idea. Well, I wanted to kill them. You just suggested coming here to do it. All right, let's go.
Well, Ernest, you seem pretty wicked smart, so I may follow you around for a little bit.
Well, as I walk past the bartender, Rubicon says, "Should we follow that guy or no?" And I look him in the eye.
As
So
you
Shani
are,
returns to the bartender.
as you go up to the bartender, you actually see him eyeing up the coins kind of curiously, looking a bit confused. What? I mean, he's rich. Don't know where these coins come from, but gold is gold. Gotta be money in it for you, eh?
So Shani will take, hold on, a gold piece from her own purse and say, "Bartender, can I trade you one of his gold pieces for mine?"
He looks at you, kind of shrugs. Sure. Tosses one over.
Right. So I will subtract one of mine and then do, I will
You don't
add like one in my inventory.
You don't have to subtract.
No? Okay.
No.
So can I just put something in my inventory and just say like gold piece from Aragal?
Sure.
Okay. I'll do one of the gold pieces from Aragal. Just so I remember. You know me. Alright, so she does a curt nod and then hustles to catch up to her brother.
All right. Aragal leads you out into the night. All right, I am going to award everybody inspiration because I really, really enjoyed the roleplay. I think that went amazingly.
I agree. That felt great. Even though my character's a bit of a bitch so far, but I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm playing a character, a Goliath, and I'm trying to get that whole competitiveness, and it's like really hard to do that without feeling like a dick.
Well, I was telling them earlier, so recently I played a very short campaign where I played a high elf blade singer, and she was an asshole, right? So I feel like this is like Ireva mixed with that high elf blade singer, but I also know that's not who she is, but that's how she's coming across to me. Because Ireva at the beginning was an asshole too. Or maybe I just start all campaigns as being a dick. I don't know.
Okay, so moving on. Aragal leads you confidently through the streets of Daggerford. The sun has begun dipping quite low. Dusk will be upon you, and the descent of the sun very soon and shortly. You suspect you would probably reach whatever camp right about at the same time, not a little bit after the sun sets. Time is now 5 p.m.
I will say, as they walk, so Shani does have her light crossbow out in one hand.
Okay.
Just putting that out there.
He leads you out of the front gates. Pair of guards overlooking. Doesn't speak a whole lot as the shadows begin to form. You see off a little bit in the distance, close to some woods, a camp. Close by the nearby river on the edge are a great number of wagons, enclosed wagons.
Rufus, you did speak in Sylvan. I don't know if you meant to.
Oh, I'm just, I was trying to, I'm figuring some stuff out there. Sorry about that.
Nope. You're good. That's why I know you're new to it. So if you click on where it says Sylvan right above chat,
You can change it. You can change the comment.
Yeah, there you go.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Does it translate for you since you know Sylvan?
Yep.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
And I'll do that for all the other languages
so
too.
there are, we can send them to you in Discord, but there are different ways like you can do. So just typing in the chat is you speaking. If you do type and then left alt enter, it's out of character. And if you do /E, it's an action.
Okay.
I think.
Cool. I'm probably not going to remember that when I want to do it. I'll have to look it up. Thank you.
That's fair. You're good. There's different ways of doing it. But just typing and entering is like your character speaking, but we're flexible. Oh, I know. While we're waiting, I will type it up and I'll pin it in our chat in Discord.
One thing I think I forgot to mention with my character introduction is Ernest has a patch on his chest that is of a gauntlet in the shape of a fist, like with the back of the palm facing towards you. It's very universally known as the Order of the Gauntlet.
Oh. Well, that's interesting.
I feel like my character description was terrible since I got caught off guard initially. The corrections I would make is he has more of a grayish skin and he has jet black eyes with a scar over one eye.
Ooh. And what armor you said you were wearing? Was it chainmail?
Yes, chainmail. Most of the armor is kind of silverish, as you can kind of see in the portrait picture, with dark leather everywhere else, like dark black leather.
Should we post our portrait pictures in the chat?
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you can do that.
There we go. Yeah.
There is an in-session chat if we want to use as well.
How do you access that?
If you go to the top of the Discord chat we're in right now and hover over in-session voice, go to the right, there's a little text box looking thing. It says open chat.
Nice.
Click it and there you go.
Yeah, that's a new Discord feature.
Yep, I like it personally.
Cool. That's cool, yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, in Discord, I'm going to pin the different ways to... It's not that important, but it also is nice to automatically know, like, there's chatting, like, your character is talking, is just typing, then there's, like, an action, like sniffing something or whatever, and then there's out of character talking.
Nice job with your model, by the way. That looks super badass.
Likewise, I like your gloves. I think we're wearing the same ones.
I think
that's
so.
good.
Yeah.
Those are cool models, totally.
I love your smirk, Rubicon.
I like the pose too. You're on a like a little precipice there.
Yeah.
Okay. As you begin traveling, a light fog begins to form. Rufus, you know
what's
that it was not supposed to fog tonight. It's a little odd.
Hey guys, so this mist is fucking weird. I don't know what's going on with it.
Does my character remember someone in the bar? Because out of character I do, but does Soshana remember someone in the bar mentioning fog when the werewolves show up?
Well, Ernest made a point of it when we were all talking.
Yeah, specifically, that one guy said that the mist comes first, and then you hear the werewolf howls.
And Ernest, make a roll to determine if the fog is natural or, magic-based, arcane.
Nature check.
Okay.
Seems natural to you. Rufus's warning kind of seems odd. You're not used to people telling the weather. It kind of comes as it goes.
That's an interesting statement there, Rufus. It looks like natural fog to me. How do you know it's not supposed to be fogging tonight?
Man, I'm not gonna tell you all this stuff. I know what's going on. I'm just saying the fucking weather is weird, and this mist is out of nowhere. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit. So maybe we should, figure out what's going on with this mist. I don't know.
How's that thing on your chest, Rufus?
It's tingling. You want to feel it?
Kinda, yeah, I do.
If he comes close to me, I'm gonna try to punch him in the face or in the shin, as it were.
Okay.
Only when you're ready, big guy.
Oh, I'm ready right now, tough guy. Anytime you want to try it out.
Love it.
All
right.
chuckles. I like this little guy.
Me too.
So
Oh, great! Now we're all on the love the little fairy guy, huh? Okay, great.
That's actually the question. Do we know that you're a fairy? Like, is it obvious?
I guess I assumed that Soshana would know.
Yeah, so you probably would, but the rest of us, fairies are very rare.
DM can correct if she wouldn't.
Yeah, Soshani would definitely know a fairy. You could probably tell he is of Fae lineage, but as for knowledge on fairies, I don't know. Fairies are well known enough, so you would know fairies exist. Yeah, I'd say it's probably reasonable to assume that everybody would be able to know that he's a fairy. But
yeah, I'm the perfect example of a fairy, so everybody knows this is the quintessential type of fairy. We're all like this.
This is peak fairy performance.
This is peak fairy.
To be honest, Soshani would not share that information with anyone but her brother. But he would still have to ask. That's not. She respects the privacy of the Fae.
Okay.
Well, Rufus, I don't know if it's any more odd to have fog around than it is to, actually see a fairy in real life, let alone actually talk to one.
It is not as strange as you might think, my brother, if you have your heart set on it and you have true intentions.
Oh, I believe you. Just, I don't think most people are as well traveled as you, sister. You've been around the block. in a non-bad sense.
I've simply seeked out, with a pure intention, the power they may share with me, brother. But that is not something I like to share with others, and you know this.
I didn't say where you went. You can share as much as you'd like.
Brother, you may need to tighten your lips when it comes to my life. You can speak all you want of yours with your ways.
All right. So, as the evening grows dark, and upon approach, you see a dozen men and women gathered around a crackling bonfire. The folk are in good spirits. A few of them sing and dance around the fire, while others find happiness in their flasks and wineskins. 3 barrel-topped wagons are parked at odd angles, tied to a nearby tree. Grazing are half a dozen draft horses wearing bright coats with bangles and tassels. As you get closer, the folk begin to notice you. Their demeanor remains largely unchanged, still in good spirits and laughing, dancing. An older gentleman, dressed in similar garb as the one you had met, colorful and somewhat worn, approaches to address you. Well met, travelers. What can I do for you? Do you wish to share our fire, our celebration? Come, sit. And bent over a little bit in his age, he waves his hands to within the camp, snapping his fingers to a few of the others who then move about in different directions, gathering such and such.
So Shani, I won't lie, she simply keeps her crossbow in her hands. She speaks to no one. She is clearly on guard.
Dahlgrim moves forward. Do you have any ale, friend?
We have wine. We have much wine.
That'll do. Lead the way.
Perhaps you should be wary of accepting wine from strangers at such a place at such a time.
Oh, sis, you're such a spoil sport. Let the dwarf have his alcohol.
You're not much less of a stranger to me.
Then, brother, I beg of you to keep your better senses about you. We know not what we are walking into.
Don't you have eyes, sis? Look around you. It's a camp, a caravan camp.
Not everything is as it would seem, my lovely brother.
I would hope
Rufus
not.
quietly goes around the exterior of the camp.
They don't even have any bedrolls out.
She presses her thumb and 2 forefinger and middle finger to the bridge of her nose and rubs. Brother, I get how much I cannot count on your better sense.
Well, fine. If it makes you feel better, I won't have any of their wine.
When we get to a more trustworthy location, you can imbibe yourself to your heart's end. I just implore you not to imbibe yourself in the way our father did, brother.
Did you see my message, Rufus?
Yes, the whispering and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a... Oh, wait, maybe not.
Yeah,
Should be in the chat on Fantasy Grounds.
I can't see the chat.
Rufus, you should also have a whisper from me. If you guys, the map came up really big, so pull that whole screen, like click and drag up to the top left. You'll see a little like cross, and you can minimize it because a lot of the maps are really big and really well done, so let's take up the whole thing. So you have to actually physically minimize them.
So another shortcut is to press and hold the control and then drag on the map from bottom right to top left, and it'll automatically resize it.
Or that.
Gotcha.
And in FYI, if you didn't see it, in Discord, I did put in all the different ways of talking directly to someone, in character, out of character, all of that. I can't pin it, but it is in...
I got that one, but I'm not getting a Nomad's response. I'm not seeing its post.
Okay.
I saw it.
Are you looking at the Fantasy Grounds chat?
I was looking at both. I see one on the Fantasy Grounds chat, but I thought it was the Discord chat.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. It's weird. But yes, so you can actually put the map in the background so that your character sheet and the chat box and everything actually goes over the top of it. You do that on the top right where there's an X to like close out a window. There's a upward facing arrow. When you click on that, it puts it in the background.
Yeah, I personally like to just fit all my stuff in a certain screen, but you'll find your own way as you get used to it.
All right. The elder gentleman waves you down. Come, sit. And then you get some wine. A younger woman, similarly garbed in colorful clothing, provides some wineskins and some bread. Thank you, Tamia, my daughter. He smiles with pride at all of you as you gather. I am Stanimir. Well met, comrades. And he waits for you all to sit to the gathered food and wine before speaking again.
So Shani will wait for her brother to take a seat.
There's the fucking food over here? Yeah, alright.
Oh yeah, it's a feast.
I smile and say thank you for the invitation.
Yes,
Ernest politely declines the wine and asks for water instead.
Water, yes, and then he snaps his fingers, points to the river. Get him some water to quench his thirst.
I will have simply water as well.
Yes, of course.
Well, it's mighty kind of you. I can get it myself, though. I appreciate it.
All good, all the same. Tell me, travelers, you look to be well armed. What can we do for you? What brings you to our camp, our celebration?
Well, first question is, where did Aragal go?
Some of the celebration kind of stops. Stanimir looks at you with an odd look. You say this name, Aragal. How do you know of these men? You say, where did he go? Is he with you? And then he turns back to look.
Well, yeah, he was. He was leading us through the woods towards this campsite. He was just in front of us a minute ago. I figured he sped on into camp.
Suddenly realizing that Aragal is not within view, so Shani does stand up at alert, like in a war position with her crossbow ready.
It is at this time you all notice Aragal has given you the slip. He is nowhere to be found. And Stanimir goes up, kind of holding out his hands to you, Sashani, by the fire. Easy, rest easy, my child. It is all good. It is all good. You are safe and you are welcome here. Though I can't say so much about Aragal.
I know you not to guarantee my safety. This man made a spectacle and trying to rope us into helping to slay the werewolves, and then he's disappeared, and you expect me to take it easy.
Expect no. Only provide, how you say, welcome. You will come to no harm while within my camp. In this camp, we are all friends here. Yes.
Not
You
all
d-
of us. I do not see any of you as friends quite yet.
Understood and very wise. But look around. We have no weapons. We are not armed. We are but common travelers. We
So
have no
how can
need.
you guarantee we will not come to harm if you have no weapons?
Ah, we are the Vistani. As if that answers your question.
Does she recognize this at all?
Make a proficient history check. Everyone can. Proficient.
Proficient,
Yep.
like advantage?
No, proficient means you have to be
If you're
proficient.
Okay, yeah, she doesn't have that, so I can't make a check at all.
If you are not proficient, you can't make a check. Okay.
Why do you hate me, Nomad?
I don't hate you. Okay, so Ernest. I have some more.
Oh, interesting. I've heard of your kind. A bunch of wandering nomads with no real home. Is that right?
Yes, we travel far and wide. To whatever hospitable land will have us.
Sounds good to me.
She turns to her brother. This still does not explain how they can guarantee our safety without weapons, brother. And where has that man gone? There's much suspicion here.
Oh yes, there is quite a bit of suspicion about the Vistani, especially since they just seem to, show up out of nowhere.
Stanimir, what can you tell us about werewolves?
I can tell you much, to be honest. Me and my people, how you say, have had enough run-ins in our history. We know how to fend them off.
Have you seen any werewolves in this area?
I have not, and I have not heard any from my clan. Though we hear there is a werewolf menace in the area, which is not very good.
It is not.
No.
I
Again.
would extend an apology to you, Stanimir. However, while I do not want to restrict the freedoms that you feel as living your own life, this is quite suspicious circumstances. We were led here by a man striking a deal with us to slay the werewolves, and as soon as we land upon your camp, that man disappears. So, we either find ourselves at this cusp of he is the werewolf, or you are.
You are very wise to think this way, I must admit. I do not wish to, stop you from your suspicions. I only aim to appease them. We wish you no harm. We wish nobody harm. We are but trying to enjoy a nice, spring evening. The sun is set now, and as you look around, you do notice that, darkness has come.
Ernest would like to insight him on,
Okay.
if he does mean us no harm, and
Yeah, definitely, you can roll an insight. Anyone can roll an insight if they wish.
I'm not going to lie.
Open roll or in the tower?
You can do an open roll.
You said insight?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, apparently Lime Green's being a bitch. It's so hard to decide to use spells when you have 2 spell slots. It's so hard. So Shani would actually cast detect magic
Okay.
and scan the whole area. Or like scan her area, I should say.
As you cast Detect Magic and look around, you see faint shimmering of magical energy on many of the Vishtani. They appear to have a small magical affinity, telling you that they do have some sort of spellcasting ability. Specifically, specifically, the shimmer is... where are we? Light pink.
She will grasp her brother's forearm. Brother. Large majority of these beings are magical. Be very on your guard and choose your words and actions wisely. I trust them less than ever.
Rubicon stands up with a cup of wine in hand and says, well, anyone who pours a glass of wine for me, I think can be trusted. Isn't that right, Dahlgrim? And I kind of raise the glass up towards him a little bit.
I don't know about trust, but I don't fear poisons all that much. And cheers him back.
And
That is
back
the
down
foolish way to live. Your foes could overcome you easily by simply offering you a glass of wine.
You're awfully fearful one, aren't you?
Fearful is different from cautious. Perhaps
Maybe
I've
she's
seen
somewhere.
more in my lifetime than you have.
How many campfires are lit right now? How many?
One.
Is it just this one? Just the primary one right there?
Yep, there's the one campfire, and then there's a number of lanterns hanging from some of the wagons.
I'm gonna snuff out the campfire with Druidcraft to see what happens.
In an effort to lighten the mood while, Soshani and Dalgrim are having their banter, Ernest will turn to Stanimir and say, hey, Stanimir, I heard that you people have, psychic powers or some sort of, witches with the power of mind reading, and he's got his hands in front of him with his fingers out, waving them around, all mystical and stuff, exaggerating it. I mean, those are their stories, but is it true?
All right. So, as the fire is snuffed out, causes a little bit of exclamation from some of the Vishtani, and one of them kind of throws up his hands like, what is this? What is this? Stanimir looks around. Oh, easy, friends. We're gonna have to relight that. No sense in stopping our celebration. Please, no need. You are right. Sorry, I did not catch your name. What is your name? To Ernest.
My name is Ernest.
Ernest, yes, you are correct. We have been blessed with a certain magical affinity to protect ourselves. As you see, and as I said, we do not carry weapons. We prefer to take a, how do you say, non-combat approach. We are not aggressive. We simply wish to wander freely and partake of the good that the world has to offer. And so when we come into trouble, often we use these powers to defend ourselves by stopping an enemy in its tracks. And then we run away. And then a number of them kind of laugh.
That's a good tactic, not gonna lie.
How exactly do you stop them in their tracks?
As I said, we have been blessed with a magical affinity to charm those who should wish us harm. It is known as Evil Eye, though the name perhaps puts on a different connotation than its use.
So you take away the free will of those because they do not agree with what you think they should?
Not a whole lot of time to think about it when you're looking down the blade of a longsword, my lady.
Taking away free will of anyone, especially if you mean to return harm, is abhorrent.
Well, sis, they did say they run away. They don't harm the person permanently, I assume.
Do you... All right, Ernest. Do you place any harm upon those that you charm, or do you simply flee?
I assure you, my lady, I have only ever fled. In my youth, of course. Not certain I would be as spry nowadays. Rubs his hands.
Can I do a check? I'm assuming insight, but you're the DM. Can I do a check to see if he is telling the truth on that he doesn't cause harm after influencing them?
Go ahead and roll insight.
Tower?
No.
Okay. Oh, come on.
You can't really get a read.
Okay.
You're not certain.
So, she simply responds with, taking away one's free will in itself is an abhorrent act. Entering one's mind, manipulating it as you will, it is despicable. However, if you do not do it to cause harm, only to flee, there's a certain type of survival in that I can respect. However, if I see you do it to any of those I have met tonight, I don't care about your own people, they are your own, they've chosen to follow you. Please expect to find yourself at the ill end of my will.
Certainly.
She isn't trying to say it like specifically threateningly, like she's leveling, looking at him, staring him in the eye, and saying it more matter-of-factly. Not like be scared of me, more like I'm watching you.
He kind of shrugs and just says, potato. But this business of Arigal, I must say, it is somewhat concerning. You said he led you to this camp, and now he is not here?
Yes, he led us under the assumption that we were going to be joining his family, his people, and that he would share knowledge of hunting werewolves with us.
Stanimir kind of chuckles a little bit. I did not bid him to you. He is not of our camp. though I would say he is of my clan. The best lies are spoken in small truths, so to say. He is a Vishtani, like us. But he is not my family. He is far descended in another direction. He then takes a long draught of his wineskin. But do not fret. We have no wish to make enemies of either him nor of you. You are seated at my fire, been given of my food and my wine. You are safe here. I'm certain you must have many more questions. Many questions. They will all be answered in time. Fate has an odd way of revealing itself to us. But first, I have a story to share. We have a long tradition of storytelling. Will you sit a while longer to entertain an old man his tales? And at this, he finally looks up and makes eye contact with each of you in turn. There is a deep knowledge betrayed by this gaze. An intense wisdom well beyond his years, of which themselves are long. And you find yourselves lost for a moment in time, the sands drifting away and about you in long, slow, flowing tendrils.
As he does this, so Shiny does make a point to put away her crossbow.
He nods his head. By the way, this is what Stanimir looks like.
Oh, he makes a fire horsey.
After filling his mouth with wine, Stanimir spits into the fire. The flames turn from orange to green as they dance and sway, and a dark shape appears in the bonfire's core. We come from an ancient land whose name is long now forgotten. The land of kings. Our enemies forced us from our homes, so now we wander the lost roads. And he's kind of moving his hands about the fire now. You begin to come a little bit entranced in this performance. The dark shape in the fire now takes the form of a man being knocked from his horse, a spear piercing his side. Stanimir continues. One night, a wounded soldier staggered into our camp and collapsed. We nursed his terrible injury and quenched his thirst with wine. He survived. When we asked him who he was, he wouldn't say. All he wanted was to return home, but we were deep in the land of his enemies. We took him as one of our own, following him back towards his homeland. His enemies hunted him. They said he was a prince, yet we didn't give him up, even when their assassins fell upon us like wolves. Deep in the bonfire, you see the dark figure standing with sword drawn, fighting off a host of a shadowy lupine shape. These men of royal blood fought to protect us, as we protected him. We bore him safely to his home, and he thanked us. He said, I owe you my life. Stay as long as you wish. Leave when you choose, and know that you will always be safe here. The figure in the dancing fire vanquishes a final foe. A large, wolf-like creature standing on two legs. One final cut of the figure's sword disperses the image into a cloud of swirling smoke and embers. Stanimir's face becomes a somber mask. A curse has now befallen our noble prince, turning him into a tyrant. We alone have the power to leave his domain, to hunt his enemies and find champions to bring back for his aid. We travel far and wide to find heroes such as yourselves, in the hopes of ending our dread lord's curse, and to put his troubled soul to rest. I say to you now, I do not believe it is mere chance that brings those such as yourselves into our camp. Our leader, Madame Eva, knows all. If it be answers you seek, you will find them in her and her alone. I can provide you with such knowledge as I know of the werewolves, but I ask, will you in turn return to Barovia with us and speak with her? And at this, he looks up from the fire as it has grown in size, and the green embers slowly fade away. It shrinks back to normal, and the orange glow illuminates all of the Vishtani around, looking to you for an answer.
Guys, what's a fucking werewolf?
Ernest chimes in. Well, my guy, a werewolf is someone who's been bitten and cursed, so that they're forced to turn into a monstrous beast that, well, it loses its senses, quite honestly.
Wait, and you guys want us to fucking kill these things? Jesus.
That's what we were here for? Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Yes.
What did you think you were coming here for?
I don't know. I just kind of, you guys seem like you know where you were going, so I just kind of wanted to follow you around and see what happens. But werewolves? What the? This place is fucking nuts.
The only issue I have is, you said you're the only ones that can leave the land that your prince is cursed in? So if we go with you, it's a one-way trip. That's what you're telling me.
Yes, we are the only ones blessed by our Lord to come and go as we please. Many more of his subjects are kept there, his tyrannical rule preventing them.
Tyrannical.
But those heroes as such that would be willing to help to take care of this course.
Oh, wait a minute.
What just?
Go ahead. Sorry, I thought you were done.
Those willing to help end this curse would be doing the land and its people an immense favor, owing everybody, us included, and he waves to his own camp. We would owe you quite a debt of gratitude.
Well, I believe silver was promised for the werewolves. What is your gratitude worth?
I must admit I have nothing to offer in riches. What I do say is our land is rich in and of itself, though we do not own any of it. There is much you could uncover in both treasure and magical items.
At the previous mention of a tyrannical rule, so Shani, she bristles, stiffens, her hands go into fists, and she looks upon Stanimir. A tyrannical rule? Those should not exist in any plane of existence. She looks at her brother. Brother, I must do what I can to help free those from a tyrannical rule. I care not if it's in my world, my realm, or another realm. Tyrannical rule is abhorrent. I should wish you to join me, and at the same time, I should wish you to not see what I think may come ahead. But I must go myself. There is no question.
Well, sis, well, I agree. We were charged with taking care of the werewolves first. I want to help everyone, but, I'm only one man.
And at this, Stanimir speaks up once again. We cannot escape our fates. It has a way of grabbing us and holding fast. If it is this Arigal, the same Arigal that I am thinking who brought you here, I caution you, do not ignore the call of your fates. It will catch up to you some way or another. These werewolves, I believe, may be tied in with our master in some way or another.
After what I've witnessed in my life from the hands of my own father, a tyrant is a tyrant. And if there's an entire realm being harmed by such, I must do what I can to stop them.
Oh, I see my sister's all fired up. What about you, Rufus? You've been awfully quiet.
I don't know what the fuck's going on with you guys. This is freaking me out, though. You're saying that these people that are giant werewolves, what are they doing? Are they just killing people? I mean, I don't know what's going on. I just was hungry, and now I'm here. I mean, what? What's so bad about these werewolves anyways? What are they really doing?
Are you a bloody fool? What's so bad about werewolves? They are one of the biggest curses upon this land. Werewolves should not be in existence and therefore should be destroyed.
I haven't seen one.
I'm sorry, this is Rufus talking?
Yeah.
She looks at Rufus. You disappoint me. Being of your kind, of the Fae kind, I'd expect you have nothing but hatred and wanting to abolish the werewolves.
Man, well, so forgive me if I don't know everything about every fucking monster. I've had my own problems to deal with. I mean, excuse me. I'm just trying to get some more information about these werewolves. Are they, they killing us? Are they stealing? What? I must have missed something.
They are beings of evil.
Anamir, you said you think they might be linked. Can you tell us more what you believe, why you believe this to be true?
If the rumors and the gossip that we have been hearing is true, these werewolves come in a mist. First the mist, then the howls. We have many werewolves in our own land. It is another curse brought on by the evil that has seeped in. It is possible the werewolves come from Barovia. If Argal is here, that means that others could be here. I would hate for this werewolf menace to be the work of my land.
Well, I've always been one to strike at the source of a problem, so that makes as much sense to me as anything else.
Yes, the source. Exactly. You wish to take care of the werewolf threat, that is only one part of the problem. You help us And if you vow to end our course, we would be doing even more.
So what you're saying is, instead of cutting off one head, sever the whole body.
Yes.
She looks to Ernest.
Sounds to me like 2 birds with 1 stone. 2 fish with 1 lure.
Brother, if he speaks the truth, I cannot deny this request.
Well, Rufus, if what he says is true, this land might also be the place where we can find something to get that damn collar off your neck.
Now we're fucking talking. I mean, yeah, this thing is beating the shit out of me. I mean, any of you guys know what's going on with this thing on my neck? Get it off of me?
So you're saying we could find the cure for cholera?
Come over here, little man. Let me take a look at that thing. And I would like to do an Arcana check of my own on that collar. See if I can see anything more.
All right, go ahead. You are proficient in Arcana. I will be right back. Give me 1 second.
Alright.
Now I have no idea what that roll was. I'm gonna assume it was
It's a
awesome.
mystery. Anticipation is building.
Can he see a history of the rolls, or do they all just vanish?
No, he sees them all. Just like us, all the things we see
All right,
you can
I'm back.
scroll up on.
Gotcha.
It's the same thing for him.
Okay. Dahlgrim, you're getting a hard time reading this. Looking at the metal, it seems like some sort of steel, but no steel that you haven't encountered. Especially being a dwarf, you've encountered multiple different types of ores of different concentrations and strengths. This is no steel that even you have seen before.
Okay.
Oh, great. I've seen that look before. Yeah. You look at the neck thing, you do some magic shit, and then you're like, yeah, I got no idea what to do. Yeah, I've heard that before. Thanks again for so much help, you
It's pretty
black-ass
puz-
dwarf.
Puzzling little creature, but I mean, I'd take a crack at it if you want, but I don't pretend to
Crack at
predict
it?
what would happen.
What do you mean crack at it? Oh, yeah, I bet you're gonna throw that axe right down on it. Yeah, I bet. I can't wait for that.
I've got a hammer and a crowbar. Just say the word.
In his defense, it is a hammer, little fella, not an axe.
Well, for right now, maybe we get back to these werewolves. I'm still a little bit. I don't understand what they've been doing. Like, are they killing? They're just killing people. Are they? Are they changing people? What else are they doing that's so bad? I mean, I haven't really heard. Like,
They're stealing kids. Were you not there
Whoa.
for that part?
And so the moment the word "kids" comes out of the mouth, like, his whole demeanor changes. He starts saying, "Wait, what you fucking talk about kids? They're doing what to kids?
They're taking them.
What are they doing?"
So the
Taking them
townsfolk
where?
say.
Well, and then they're fucking taking kids? Well, this can't stay. We gotta fucking kill these motherfuckers.
The Vishtani commoner, over closer by you. How do you think more werewolves are made?
Like, were you not here 5 minutes ago? I said I didn't even know what a werewolf was, and now you're saying, oh, if I don't know some specific law about a werewolf, I'm supposed to... Yeah, no. So this is the first I'm hearing about them fucking kids. Wait. Yeah, no, they're stealing kids. That's what we gotta do. We gotta get these kids back.
He nods over in Stanimir's direction. Stanimir speaks up. Werewolves are what you call lycanthropes. Cursed with lycanthropy. Turning to animals under the correct conditions. Under a full moon, A man cursed with the wolf has no choice but to turn into one.
I look up at the moon. Is there a full moon right now?
It is not.
Yeah, fucking thank God for that.
These men and women cursed with the blood of the wolf turn into beasts upon full moon. And they ravage the land. They cannot help it. And insanity overcomes them. Very, very often, they lose their humanity. They form packs and hold up with each other. And the only way that they can keep their pack and grow it is by making more werewolves. I fear these children must be being taken for that reason.
What the fuck are we doing here? Let's go. I mean, my belly's full. I'm not gonna drink your weird wine, water, whatever. But I mean, let's go. Let's fucking kill these werewolves.
I agree. Let us act with haste and decisiveness.
So Shani looks over and has this like devilish smirk on her face. Ah, yes. Words that make sense to me.
Rufus starts just buzzing around the campfire at about like 5 to 10 feet above the ground, just like buzzing incessantly, like going back and forth, like almost nervously, haphazardly flying.
Squeege from Twitch chat wants to remind people that they do have advantages from Twitch. It's FYI.
I hear you, Squeege. I hear you. That's me. I love you too. I'm sorry.
Stanimir nods his head, closes his eyes for a moment, and takes a deep breath. Ah, it is well and good. Thank you, friends and allies. We should rest. The night is dark and full of terrors. You may share our camp this evening. I do not suggest leaving our enclosure. You will be safe and we may set out on the morrow. You will travel with us in our caravan. How does that sound?
Fine, you get me all juiced up and now you want me to just hang out here for a while? Fine.
So Shani would like to do a check on if they're actually safe to, like, genuinely, if he, words are hard, if he means it that they're safe staying here tonight.
Like from the Vishtani or just like general, is it actually safe here?
General safety.
Okay.
I kind of was going to say a similar thing, maybe like a martial check, or like see if this seems like a defensible or safe position.
So, no need for a check because you're close enough to Daggerford that, like, for you to be attacked would be really, really weird. Like, somebody has to be out to get you in order to attack you here because it's close enough to Daggerford and the militia. Also, this actual position is pretty defensible. They seem to have rounded up a couple of wagons in a nice position where, like, if, you know, a roaming pack of wolves came or something like that, you know, you'd be able to fend them off pretty easily.
Okay.
And I guess we're settling in for the night.
All right.
Beats me.
I say still not participate in alcohol, but we'll eat a decent fill, top off the water skin, drink water himself, talk, be merry.
Not me, I'm getting wicked hammered.
All right.
Dahlgrim enjoys his beverage as well.
Stanimir
Okay.
claps his legs. Excellent, excellent. Let's drop this dreary business and let's get back on with our celebration of life. Please, please, eat and drink with us. We will, we will fall asleep in our mugs, so to say, tonight. And then the camp livens up once more.
As he says that, So Shiny does look over to her brother and softly says, "That reminds me of a father."
Well, let's just hope his temperament is a little bit better than our childhood home.
If not, I've learned to slay since then.
All right. And so the night drifts on with merriment. You are shown a few dances, dancing around the fire. You're able to enjoy in whatever way you wish, whether quietly partaking and just observing, or actually joining in the festivities yourself. Soon enough, probably after 2 hours have passed or so, 8 o'clock p.m., we can begin our first rest. All right. So, let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Rest. Not that anyone really used anything, but
I think So Shiny used a spell.
maybe.
It makes you feel better for giving us a rest.
Okay. And so you wake up upon the next day without incident. His tale was true. And camp is broken up. The Vishtani are pretty quick about it. They have all their stuff set, and you are put on a wagon with them as they get their horses and begin traveling along the road to the west. See if there's an image. Oh.
That's what he said.
Okay, so I'm gonna open up a map. I don't think it'll be huge, but just be aware. Zoom in on right here. Does everybody see that marker?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, so
The
zoom in
circle?
there. That is Daggerford. All right. And the map is orientated correctly, northeast, south, and west. The Delimbir River is where they made their camp. And in the morning, they set out on the west road. And after some time passes, a fog descends. And it makes it difficult to see before you. After a bit more time, perhaps some hours pass, you find yourselves in a well-fogged forest. trees on both sides of the road.
What the? There's no forest near Daggerford unless you go south. Well, southeast.
I would have done a druid craft through the day too, just to once again sort of predict the weather. I'm pretty paranoid about like being wet, being cold, being too hot.
Once again, your druid craft tells you it's not supposed to be foggy.
So Shani,
Fucking weird mist all over the place again. Jesus.
so Shani does stick very close, like within arm's reach at most of her brother. She has her crossbow out, and she is extremely on alert.
You also notice, as you have been traveling, the woods that appear dark. And the trees the trees have closed ranks, their needle-covered arms interlocking to start blotting out the sun. This shroud of mist that covers the ground turns into creeping walls of gray fog that silently envelop you until you can't see more than a few feet in any direction. Soon, it is difficult enough to even see those nearby you.
As vision becomes difficult, so Shani actually keeps a hand on her brother.
And Ernest is leading her at this point.
Okay.
I fly to the top of the carriage that we're driving in. I mean, are we driving it? We're riding a carriage, or are we on foot?
You are in a carriage. And I have you
Never
on
mind
I have you on a new map now.
Gotcha. If I could be on top of the
This
carriage.
is so cool, Nomad.
Yeah, cool mist, man.
Nobody could say you missed the mark.
Good.
I'm sorry. It just, I can't. You know me. I don't have to explain myself to you. You're used to everyone else. I'm sorry.
We're not mistaken.
Ah!
Terrible.
Hey, man. If they're all bad.
No, I warned you. I warned all of you.
Yeah,
I warned all three of you earlier.
Babe, it's okay. Forget about it.
Jesus.
There you go.
And that's why I married that man.
Keep just riding in the caravan, I think.
All right.
And I won't lie, at this point, so Shani has her light crossbow in one hand, and her, like, loaded, ready to shoot, and her scimitar in her offhand.
The fog spills out of the forest to swallow up the road behind you now. Ahead, after quite a few hours on the road now, jutting from the impenetrable woods on both sides of the road, are high stone buttresses looming gray in the fog. Huge iron gates hang on the stonework. Dew clings with cold tenacity to the rusted bars. Two headless statues of armed guardians flank the gate, their heads now lying amongst the weeds at their feet. They greet you only with silence. As you approach, the gates open freely in front of the lead wagon.
Oh,
And
no,
they-
this place ain't creepy at all.
And they close behind you when the last
Brother?
has entered.
Sometimes your optimism is unnerving, brother.
Well, he did say we're entering a cursed land.
And yet you still chuckle about it. That's the unnerving part, brother.
Oh, yeah, they're headless. Who would build a statue without a head?
Oh my goodness, those loads of faith. Protect me.
Oh, there's heads on the ground. I didn't see that.
That's even scarier.
Right. Now,
If you say initiative and we have to fight giant stone soldiers, I will fight you.
Not yet, anyway.
I say I will fly back home and fight you.
okay, so here is a map of Barovia. I actually should do this.
So little hint for the new guys: if there's certain maps you want to save, take the little shield thing, like the one that's in the top left of this map, and you can drag it down to the bottom into the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s at the bottom. And in the future, then you can press either F1, F2, or whatever to pull up that map.
I see. Cool.
Oh, that's
Gotcha.
nice.
You also can do
So-
that on the combat tracker for the end of turn. Instead of trying to fumble around and find that little drop down button each time, I just keep it as my F1 key.
Right on. Yeah, that's a cool system. The little drag and drop hotkey thing. Well, yeah, I like that.
Okay, so you should only see a little area of the map.
It is black.
If you right click on it and then go to view, which is on the radial menu on the very right, like 3 o'clock, and then do zoom to fit, it should resize the map. Hopefully you see that little sliver that I reviewed.
I already did that and there's nothing there.
Same.
Anything either?
Why is that not working?
Babe, you're muted this whole time.
Oh, I had so many jokes this whole time.
You should be seeing it. It's just a little tiny sliver. So it's on the right
I
side,
said,
kind
"That's
of in
what
the
she
middle.
said, and then I said, "Did you have too much whiskey?" And you said it wasn't working.
Trying to find it.
Oh, I know why. Okay. I get it.
Man, every
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
Got
Now
it.
I know why.
It's probably
Yep.
for the better that they
Yep.
didn't hear what I had to say, but I thought it was funny. That I see it.
Okay. As you continue along this road, let's see. You have entered into Barovia, and we will have to end the session.
2 minutes early? How dare you?
Dun dun dun.
The red line of death.
But I didn't use.
It
I didn't-
begins.
Just follow this path to your demise. Okay, good.
What's the worst that could happen?
At least it's straightforward.
Okay, so that was session 1 of our Curse of Strahd campaign. I do want to apologize. Some stuff was kind of messed up. I don't know what happened. I think there was like an update on Fantasy Grounds and a lot of my links like went away, so I was scrambling a little bit. I do apologize for that. I don't know what was going on, and then the audio. My internet kind of fucked stuff up today, I guess. But yes, I'm gonna look through all my stuff and make sure all my stuff is back up to speed. Try to figure out what the hell happened. But I hope we all had a good time. I certainly had a good time. I love the role play. I think we have a pretty damn interesting group, and I look forward to getting further into this campaign with you all.
Agreed.
So I had a lot of fun. I felt like so Shani talked a lot more than I planned, but she's a very suspicious character so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked all you guys' characters. Look forward to playing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun.
Good deal.
Hopefully my voice isn't too annoying.
No.
It
I was
is.
so
It makes me
taken
wanna
aback.
divorce you. It is.
I was so
great, man.
taken
It was
aback.
great to be shocked by it. Yeah, I was like, holy
Yeah.
shit, he's gonna do that. Nice.
Yeah, no. When he told me like a few days ago, I was like, I don't want to be married to you right now. Obviously, I'm kidding. A voice won't change it, but I was like, you do you, but you do what you feel is right. But I'm gonna come up with a reason why my accent is different.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
That was fucking great.
So we will be rejoining in 2 weeks' time on Wednesday at the same time, and hopefully get through a bunch, and then get into this campaign, get some combat going. Yeah.
And everyone, don't forget, if you write a journal of tonight's session, you can get inspiration for next session.
Yep, that is true. So I have a new way I'm doing this. In the Discord, if you locate player journal, which would be above council assignments, that is where you can actually enter your stuff.
Yep.
And when we put in there, does everybody see it? How does that work? Okay.
We in the campaign see it, yeah.
Just in the campaign. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to open it up so that everybody in the server could see it. Do you want it to be private?
I don't care either way. I just wanted to know what the deal was. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I don't care.
I was going to open it up so that everyone in the ceiling can do it. Everyone in the server can see it. But yeah, so go ahead and enter that in. And then everybody that gets a entry in there will have inspiration at the start of next session.
What I missed.
Nice.
Everything.
Werewolves.
Yeah, we finished it actually. It's a
Yeah.
it was one shot.
Oh,
You
right.
won.
We win.
We beat
right?
him.
You
It's
won.
We won the whole, it's the whole thing is done.
Yeah, secretly this was a pacifist campaign. All we had to do was just walk in the front door and we won.
Yep.
Yeah. We actually declined all quests and just left. Yeah.
That's the real way. That's the real way. That's a real passive. All the quests just say, nah, don't want to do it.
I don't want to play.
Call it surviving, whatever.
That's right.
Okay, yeah, but see you all again 2 Wednesdays from now, the same time, and I look forward to it. I will say
Absolutely.
a good afternoon to all of you, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you,
care,
Nomad.
guys.
You too.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gralia Lopez Matias. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. All right. So, we got to get going now. Got some stuff. Very frustrating. I woke up and it's like, okay, I got lots of time. I log on and all of a sudden, like, my internet's not working. I'm just like, what the hell? And then by the time I got it all set up, I'm looking through things and trying to get all my things set up. And then I go to my tabletop and all my links are gone. So all my maps and pre-built encounters and stuff weren't on. I had to do them all by hand. But yeah, I will be looking through this again, just to make sure that all of my preparation that I made, like, months ago is still there. But yes, thank you to all of you who tune in. I noticed we got quite a few new people. Certainly appreciate that. It's very exciting stuff to have people watching and using those loyalty points. Didn't get a whole lot of like encounter stuff. Something probably to get used to with the players, getting the Twitch chat, loyalty points, redeems, and everything. But it is the end. Thank you so much to all of you out there for tuning in, for being a part of this. I appreciate your viewership. Make sure to check out the YouTube. Follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff. Slowly getting this campaign underway. Very excited. Got a little bit of extra work to do in the beginning with that hour, just showing the rundown of Fantasy Grounds, but we are into it. And I am very excited to get into the village of Barovia, in the land of Barovia. It's all Barovia. And the Death House. Thanks once again, final time. Go ahead and tip your mugs back to finish whatever you have poured, whatever you're drinking. Thank you so much. This has been the Tavern League.